Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am on a 6-day adventurous journey in Algonquin Provincial Park. More specifically, I'm doing a backcountry canoe trip at that location. Without further ado, let's dive on in. So, just to introduce this journey. So, this journey is basically provided by one of Duke of Edinburgh's trained activity providers called Voyage Request, right, which is based in the Algonquin Provincial Park. And Voyage Request, they do a lot of canoeing and during the summer, hiking adventures and basically winter stuff such as snowshoeing and cross-country skiing. And the Duke of Edinburgh Award, that's an award that I've been doing ever since last year. And this award program really allows me to challenge myself in whatever field, whatever areas that I prefer to work on, right? Whichever stuff that I like to do, right? That's there's a skill part, there's a physical activity part, there's a volunteer part, and then you also have the adventurous journey. So if you guys want to know where Algonquin Provincial Park is, it's basically in the I believe the central part of Ontario, and it's a 3-hour drive north from where I live, right, in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. And yeah, it's just a vast expanse of land, and there's a lot of small lakes over there, and a lot of different campgrounds over there as well, right? The views over there are really amazing. So from August 20th to August 25th, I've been in Algonquin Provincial Park just practicing and building my skills on how to canoe, how to portage, or in other words, how to carry equipment from waterway to waterway through a designated pathway, right, called a portage. That's including the canoe, right? And how to set up a tent, how to set up the equipment at a campsite, and of course, more broadly, how to set up a campsite and how to cook, right? How to work together as a team, because it was me, and I believe there was 4 other people, and then my guide. That we're on this journey. So the first 2 days, I was doing the practice journey, which is basically where I just go out to practice portaging, right? On and of course practice canoeing on like several different lakes. So first we started in unnamed pond lake, and then we went to Nahoma Lake, and then Craig Lake, and then Pishneka Lake. And along the way there were, I believe, like 3 portages that were not more than maybe like 400 or so meters in length. And yeah, once we got to Pishneka Lake, we just found like a campsite that was on like a beach there, and the view was really, really good. And like over there, we set up our stuff, and then basically we just like started practicing, how to set up a tent, how to set up a kitchen, right? Using a canoe, using all the any other equipment that we brought with us, such as the ropes and all that. Yeah, definitely a good time there. And of course, along the way, I just so me and the 4 other people that were on this journey, right? Each of them they're from different cities in Ontario, right? We just practiced, canoeing and portaging, right? How to carry a canoe, and of course, those different kind of paddling techniques, right? There's I believe there's like a draw, right? We did a drawing, right? And paddling forwards and backwards, switching sides, how to get in a canoe, and all that kind of stuff. And at first, it was definitely a bit, difficult, but later on, as I continued to practice, got a lot better. Yeah. So then the day after, we just headed all the way back to where we started, right? And along the way, we practiced all the techniques, right? And of course, we learned, and we just also practiced, how to take down a campsite, right? When we're leaving, and yeah, and then after that, we headed back to base, and then we just stayed at a stay in a cabin, right? That's right beside like the Voyager Quest, like the base. And like what I could tell you is the cabin itself, like it was really spacious, and they even had a shower over there. I tried it. It was fine, and of course they had a nice view of the ocean. They had a nice view of Kawimog Lake, and yeah, that, and then of course they had a really, really nice pathway that I could walk on, right, which led me into the forest. So that was really cool. And of course, for dinner on the second day, we just headed to base, like eat like the dinner that was provided by those leaders over there, and it tasted really, really good. And all that said and done, the next day was the start of the qualifying journey, which is the actual journey that we went on. And so after that one night in the cabin, we went over to base, had breakfast, and then we just got our canoes, lowered them into the Kawemog Lake, and then we just departed there. And then we headed down the Kawemog Lake through the Anabodafon River, and there were, I believe, 2 portages that we did. One was like 85 meters, one was like 240, 250 something meters. And then that led us into the North T Lake, the west arm of the North T Lake, and we paddled along there. We had lunch in the center, I believe, like on the shore, like the center of the North T Lake, and then afterwards we continued canoeing all the way to the east arm of the North T Lake, where we stayed for our first night.
Alright. Yeah, so here is basically where we are on the map. And then tomorrow we're scheduled to go here, all the way down to Bigger Lake. And then here's where and so here and here, these are the places that we're gonna, get off the canoe and carry them. Also known as portage. And then these are the waterways that we're gonna cross. And then here's where we're gonna stay for the second night. And the third night we're probably gonna go here, all the way back to, and on the fourth day we're just gonna go all the way back down the this Manta Lake, back to the North T Lake, all the way back to base. And of course, here's set up kitchen. Here's all the food. And that's all the kitchen resources that we have here. And yeah. And then over here we have our place that we can set up a campfire. All these logs that you can actually sit on. And then over here is where we can actually use the washroom. I believe like over there's like a built-in sort of like or something like that. And yeah, so that's it for the tour around this place. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so right now I am on the first sort of stop, right, on my adventurous journey, which is situated right on the edge of the east arm of the North T Lake here in the Algonquin Provincial Park. And in case you want some specifics, so Algonquin Provincial Park, it's the largest provincial park that we have here on Ontario, right? And like from basically where I live, it's like 3.5 hours drive away. Yeah, so that's the North T Lake, east arm. Right over there, that's Mangotassi Lake, but like, we're gonna go there tomorrow. So a bit about our route. So we just like canoed like all the way over here from, right over there. So over there, that's like the starting point, which is like the base part. I didn't really like record it like at the beginning of this because of course I was like too busy packing and all that, and I don't even know if I can actually do that like on the canoe. But if I do, well, then I'll definitely make sure to do that. But anyways, these are canoes. So that's all our belongings. So I'm like with like 4 of the people here on this journey. And in case you want to know, so this journey is, like, for me, it's like really special, because of course this is like on this journey I definitely learned not only how to canoe, but also how to set up a tent, right, and all those, and how to, you know, cook stuff. All those basic survival skills, which I think is like really, really amazing. And here's a tent that me and the other people, me and the other guys on this journey have set up. Here's where I'll be sleeping, and this is where I pack all my clothes. And yeah, just basically sleeping by myself here. That's my sleeping bag, and this is like where I have all my raincoat, my water bottle, and my camera and phone charger. Yeah. And here's basically what I'm wearing today. So, rain jacket, raincoat, and some rain pants, and then some hiking shoes. And of course, everything I'm wearing here is non-cotton, including this. These are wool socks. And the reason that I wear this is because constantly getting the water, like getting my feet immersed in water, and continents. When it gets immersed in water, it's very, very hard to actually dry up. It's not going to take that long to dry up. Right? It's not a fast dryer, as compared with other kind of clothing, such as wool, fleece.
And after that, of course, we just went along like the rest of North Sea Lake, which moved, which merged into, which led us into Mangotassi Lake, and then from Mangotassi, we just went down south. And that led us into Hornbeam Lake, and I believe we portaged over there, and then Big R, and then Sinclair. And then we had to like portage again. Into Cowa Lake. And then another portage, and it was like a very short portage into Upper Cowa Lake. And then we just ported, and then there was like a 1.2 kilometer portage that we did, which led us into the 3 Mile Lake, where we stayed for the second night. And one thing to mention here is that, like the 1.2 kilometers, I managed to actually, carry a canoe for that far, which is like, I believe, my record distance for portaging canoe, albeit not without breaks because, of course, several times my shoulder was like really sore, and I had to like take it. I had to like take a breather, stretch my shoulders, stretch my legs, stretch my whole body actually. Before I'm back into the canoe, this is going on, and of course, I also had to like readjust my position several times to make it more comfortable. But in the end, managed to do it, and yeah, once I got like over to the end of that 1.2 kilometer portage, I just felt like really tired, really sore, and my face was like really warm. In other words, it felt the burn. So of course it was tiring, but say it was worth it.
Okay, so guys, right now we are on the 3 Mile lake here in Algonquin. And like we just got here from like long hours of portage. But the one that we did, which got us here, was like 1.2 kilometers. So it was like quite a bit long, and also the tiring. And then we're gonna like stop somewhere over there for tonight, and tomorrow we'll just continue. Alright everyone, so we have reached our second campsite, which is on the 3 Mile lake. And we already set up our tents, now we're just cooking dinner. And for dinner we're just probably going to have some pasta with some vegetables and all that. And yeah, so ladies over there are doing a really good job. Okay. Yeah, so here's a view of the 3 Mile lake. We came from over there all the way here. Feels like we were looking for campsites over there, but they were really occupied. And that's the direction of where we're going. So, take a look on the map. This puts us over here. So we're just probably about like halfway through our journey. And of course, portaging, right? We had like 4 portages. Like this one was like probably the trickiest one of all. And yeah, like I had to like stop quite a few times because my shoulders were sore. So yeah, tomorrow it's gonna head all the way down here, 3 Mile Lake, and then all the way to here where we're gonna portage for like almost 3 kilometers. And then we're going to go on Manta Lake, and then we're just going to go down this short portage area to the east arm of the North Sea Lake, where we're going to stop here for tomorrow. And then the day after, we're just going to head all the way back to base. Yeah, so overall, this journey has been going really, really good. Yeah, that's our canoe over there as well. And these are all our equipment that we have. So yeah. Tell me in the comments, on a scale of 1 to 10, how amazing this is. And how interested you are in visiting Algonquin. Because like there's a lot of lakes out here. And the lakes, they're really, really clean. you know, the water is really, really clean here and superb and fresh. Alright, so in case you guys want to know, so all that food that we have are basically just like pre-packaged, right? And like this is basically like a very sort of like efficient way to actually like eat you know, food that's like, you know, going to like the camp, right? And of course for dinner, let's say, like, and breakfast, of course we're gonna have to, like, you know, cook some of the food, right, as you would in, like, in normal circumstances. But for lunch, you know, like all the lunches that we had so far, like really I don't really need any kind of, you know, cooking or baking, which is really efficient if you are going out to camp, right? So yeah, I believe that's like probably like a normal kind of, you know, routine, right? If you're going out to camping anywhere in the wilderness. So tell me, so if you have like experienced this before, let me know in the comments how it went, and would you recommend this kind of, you know, this kind of way of you know, eating if you're going camping.
And then after staying in 3 Mile Lake, we just went west, and then there was a 2.8 kilometer portage that we did, which was the longest sort of portage that like we ever that we did on this journey. And like I didn't really carry a canoe for that far, but of course I had to also, you know, carry all the other equipment, right? So there's like the kitchen pack, the canoe pack, you know, and like the barrels that like have food in them, right? The food barrels, and that was also really tiring, and I had to like also take quite a few breaks, quite a few breathers, because like, you know, my face was really hot, you know, and yeah, like by the time I reached the other end of that portage, like I was definitely like tired as well, you know, and yeah. And then after that, we just like took a short break for like a snack, and then we just hopped into our canoe in Manitou Lake, and then we just canoed all the way down to down Manitou Lake, and there was like a 400-meter portage, which was definitely a lot easier. And then we had lunch there, and then after that, we just went to see, you know, the waterfall that was like nearby. And here's a video from that.
I would do anything just to get you back again. I would do anything at all. I know I'm not innocent, you deserve a better man, but let me just hold your hand once more. Ooh, 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 I wanna take you out. Ooh, 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 show you what I'm all about. Ooh, 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 make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him, I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care.
And then after seeing the waterfall, we hopped back into our canoe, and then we just paddled right down North T Lake, and then we just stopped at a place that was basically like that was pretty much close to the path that we took like at the from like day one of the qualifying journey, right? And that night the sun it was definitely really cool, and there were a lot of stars over there, and the views were really amazing. The water was definitely really clean as well, and I even like took a swim in there, and here's a video about that. So after that night, it was time to head home. So then, after we ate breakfast, got all our stuff back in our canoe, then we just headed out back through the west arm of North T Lake, and then back into those two portages, straight down the Navajo du Fond River. And then we finally reached our base at basically around I believe like 1:40-ish in the afternoon. So here are some pics of me portaging and some group photos. Guys may be asking what is the weather over at Algonquin Park? What was the weather like during those other days, which I haven't really mentioned yet. And I'll tell you, the first day of our qualifying journey, it was raining like quite a lot. Like when we stopped for lunch, and I got myself like really wet. On that first day. Second day, weather was better. Third day, weather wasn't too bad either. And the last day, the weather was, I'd say, fine. But like when we got back, but of course, when I returned home, it was definitely raining quite a bit. So then, reflecting back on everything that we had done so far, that we've done in the journey, I'd say like my favorite part of it was probably the just getting to see the beautiful views, getting to paddle the canoe, getting to actually carry the canoe, right? Even though it was tiring, that's definitely one of my favorite parts. Yeah. Of course, one thing to mention is that there were a lot of mosquitoes at Algonquin Park. And like basically it, like I got like bitten everywhere, right? During the time that I stayed, and it wasn't really that pleasant, but I'm not complaining or anything like that. And of course, right, this is just, you know, one of those obstacles that I can and should be able to overcome. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found my journey to be very interesting. I hope you took away something from it. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss out on upcoming videos. And of course, feel free to like my video as well. Every single one of these contributions mean a lot to me and my channel. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone, and stay safe wherever you are. Goodbye.